in the grand scheme of things, there are two types of intervals. There are melodic intervals, which happen horizontally. That means the pitch occur one after the other, like it's in a successive way. So for instance, this is a melodic interval. And there are harmonic intervals in which the pitches occur at the same time, like this. Okay, so when we talk about chords, just like we talk here, chords, they are just stacks of intervals, one on top of each other, occurring at the same time, like this. These are two intervals happening at the same time. And there's all sorts of combinations. There's all chords. So those are the harmonic intervals. For melodic intervals, there are two types. There's ascending, when the starting note is lower than the second note. So there'll be ascending, descending, right? That's pretty straightforward. So we name intervals with a two-word or two-part name. And the two words are supposed to describe two things: the quality of the interval, and that is not good or bad, but rather major, minor, perfect, augmented, etc., and the distance. And we're going to start talking about distance before we talk about quality. So the distance between two notes is counted by counting from the first note of the interval. So this is an example. An interval from a C to a G, we will have to count starting with a C, with all the letter names. So C, D2, E3, F4, G5. That's 5 letters. Therefore, C to G is a fifth. Is that clear to everyone? Sort of. Can I see thumbs up? Thumbs up. Okay. Anne, Livia, thumbs up. Isabel, excellent. Eleni, Audrey, Arabella, Dimitri. Okay, great. I see a lot of thumbs up. So we're gonna do a bunch of exercises with that. Now, the quality, and this is the first bad news of the afternoon, everyone. The quality is something there is absolutely no other way to learn besides memorizing this. At this stage of music theory, a lot of the things that we learn must be memorized. So there are basically two classifications of quality. There are the perfect intervals, the imperfect intervals. Perfect intervals is very easy. It's the octave, the fifth, and the unison. And listen to this. This is an octave. I mean, there is something that truly sounds pure. It sounds perfect. It sounds completely unaltered about the quality, the color of this interval. This interval cannot be lower or higher. It's just like spot on. It's green. It's perfect. Same can be said about the fifth. I mean, it sounds so pure. It sounds like a pedal tone, like pure. And then, of course, the unison, which is like, oops, this is the same note. So those are the perfect intervals. It's very easy to remember. It's the fifth, the octave, and the unison. And the imperfect intervals are all the other ones. All the intervals that we didn't mention. Those are second, thirds, sixths, and sevenths. Okay. Now, we are about to start using the worksheet. So get a pencil and your worksheet. And this is the golden rule of the day. If you learn anything today, is this rule. And that is, all intervals built from the tonic are either perfect or major. There's no other interval. All intervals built from the tonic are perfect or major. Okay? Let me get out of here for a second. We're gonna go to the worksheet. Where is the worksheet? Here it is. So the worksheet, in the first exercise, let me share that with you here. The first exercise, the first line here, we have all these intervals in a random order, and the goal is to identify the names of them. And again, the name has two parts, is the quality and the distance. So I want you to start this by labeling all these with the distance. So just write the order number. So this is, we don't say first, we say unison, and then second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, octave. That's the extent of the study today. And again, to count, you have to count starting with the first note. And for your convenience, in this first exercise, it's kind of easy because they all are built starting with the note C. So make sure you include C in your counting and then count up to the note that is written. So take a few seconds to do that, and then you can unmute yourself when you are ready. Actually, let's do the following. When you are ready, let me know that you are ready by saying ready, and proceed to count to identify the quality of the note. So you will add the first word to each of these. For instance, let me take this second exercise. The second exercise. This, if we count up, it starts C 1, D 2, E. Right? So we counted 3 letter names, therefore it's a third. Okay. Are we almost ready? Make sure you're ready. Okay. Now, to determine the quality, who can tell me what the golden rule was? Golden rule? Any golden student would like to tell me the golden rule?
Okay.
Yeah, who is this?
Ben.
Oh, Ben, here, I see you. Okay. Okay, Ben, what is the golden rule? Tell everyone else what the golden rule is.
An interval that starts that is made up from the tonic can be only perfect or major. There is no other one.
Excellent. That is precisely right, Ben. Okay, so the tonic for this first line, since they are all built starting with the note C, then the tonic is C. So what that is telling you is that all these notes are either going to be, all these intervals are either going to be major or perfect. Now, what you need to know is the table that we had earlier. And I'm going to share that with you here again for your reference. I will be sending you the PowerPoint just like I did last time. Let me see. This. So this is valuable information. So if it's an octave, a fifth, or a unison, you'll write the word perfect next to it. And if it's not, you'll write major. Okay, let me know when you're ready. Who has the answer to the first measure? Can I see any hands up? The first measure? The first measure is quite easy. Clara, tell us.
Unison perfect.
Yeah, so it will be the other way around. Perfect unison. Yeah, perfect is an adjective. Excellent. Second one. Do I have anyone giving me the second one? Charles and Caroline.
So the second one is a major third.
Major third. Listen to that. It's major. It's beautiful. Thank you. Second one. Anyone? Am I not seeing? Yeah, Josh, tell us.
A major sixth.
Major six. Let me see. I lost my page. Exactly, major six. Exactly. Very good. Oh, this is a nice one. A C to a C. What is that? Can I see? Oh, yeah, Audrey.
An octave.
Is a what?
Octave.
Octave. And did you choose another word for that as well?
Major.
Look again here at our table. The octave is in this column, right? Can you see this? Exactly. Octaves, fifths, and unison are always perfect. Okay. Next. Anyone want to give a shot to the next one? A C up to a G. C up to a G. Do I see any hands up? Arabella. Hi, Arabella.
Perfect fifth.
Excellent. Excellent. Next one, C up to a D. It's just a one step. What is that called? Mariela, you have it? No? You can say no, it's okay. No? Okay. Dimitri, how you doing? Do you have this one?
Yeah, is it a major second?
It is precisely a major second. Oh, this is a hard one. C up to a B. What is that? Let's do that one all together. Let's count C1, D2, E3, F4, G5, A. We go back to A, right? A6, B7. Listen to this. What interval is that? Anyone? Charles and Caroline.
Major seven.
Precisely. Okay, and now this is a dicey one, the last one. Amelia? Would you like to? No? Okay, that's fine. Anyone want to take the last one? Josh? Sure, go ahead.
Isn't it a perfect fourth?
It is precisely a perfect fourth. Okay, so you have now deciphered all the intervals within the octave. All the major and perfect intervals within the octave. Now, the next line here is a little bit trickier because they don't all start with the same note. The first four start on the note G. Therefore, G is the tonic. The last four start on the note F. Therefore, the F is the tonic. So when we are analyzing the intervals, we always assume the lowest note is the tonic. Just for interval analysis purposes, the lowest note will always be the tonic. So we can apply our golden rule, okay? So, can anyone, and we covered this last week, but can anyone, even if you were not last week, can tell me what the key signature for G major is? G major key signature. This is when key signatures are really useful. Anyone? Dimitri?
Is it would it two sharps and is
Almost. Cut that by half.
one sharp?
One sharp
F.
is F sharp. Exactly. Very good, Dimitri. So let us do our detective work here. F sharp is the only accidental in the key of G. So the notes should be either all natural or, unless it's F, so it is F sharp. If it's lower, it's minor. If it's higher, it's augmented. So let's see what we can decipher here. There's only one weird one in these 4 bars. Let's see if you can get that. So the assignment therefore is, for the first 4 bars of the second line, give me the name of each of those intervals. And again, there's only one out of those that is not major or perfect. Any questions? Will you decipher this? This is really tricky and it's really confusing. So if you have questions, please let me know. No questions? You all look really busy. I can see the steam coming out of your brains. Questions? There are no stupid questions. All questions are valid. Fine. Then I will be asking questions. Which one is the weird one here? Which one is the one that is not perfect or major? Clara.
The fourth measure?
Exactly. So this is when it gets interesting, and I don't know why I didn't include that in this slide. So if an interval is smaller than major, we call it minor. If it's a half step smaller, we call it minor. If it's supposed to be a perfect interval and is smaller by a half step, we call it diminished. Okay? That's all I had to say. So Clara, do you want to tell your classmates what the fourth measure is?
It's a G to an E flat. Oh, it's diminished.
Not quite.
Oh.
What interval is it? What distance? Tell me the distance.
5.5.
But count the letter names.
Oh, 6.
6. So it's a 6, and it is not major, so it is
Perfect.
6 are never perfect. 6 are either major or minor.
Oh, major diminished. Minor.
This is minor, exactly. It is minor. So if it's not major, it is smaller than major, is minor. Okay, so let me give you the answers for the first 3 so we can move on. The first measure is a major third. G up to a B is a major third. Next, G up to a C. That's a perfect fourth. This interval is also known as Here Comes the Bride. Right? Perfect fourth. G up to a C. Next is G up to D. Perfect fifth. And as Clara told us, G up to E flat. Again, in the key of G major, we have E naturals. But here, the composer, aka me, wrote an E flat. So it's a minor 6. Okay, the next 4, really quickly, and these are a little bit harder. The note is F. Who can tell me what the key signature for F major is? Key signature for F major. Anyone? Mariela, is that you wanting to answer? No? Are you sure? Who knows the key signature for F major? Josh.
1 sharp.
One what?
Sharp.
One sharp is G major. It's
I
a
mean
different.
flat.
It is one flat, exactly. Exactly, one flat. In other words, you here must find all notes to be natural unless it's a B. The B is supposed to be flat. Okay, go. The last 4 bars. In this bar right here, the second bar, I don't happen to see a B flat. I see a B something else. So let me ask you the following. Instead of a B flat, we have a B natural, which is higher, right? This is a B flat. This is a B natural. Okay? With a B natural, we make the space in between the two notes larger. So if it's not diminished, then we call it augmented. When it's bigger than perfect, we call it augmented. So this bar right here, the F to a B natural, is called augmented. It's an augmented, and can you please tell me what the distance is? Distance? Can you count? How many notes are there? Livia, do you know?
Is it 4th?
It is a fourth, and it's a, what kind of fourth?
Augmented.
Exactly, it's an augmented fourth. And while we're at it, can you please tell me the next one, Livia?
Minor 3rd.
Precisely, excellent, thank you. Very good. Okay, so now this is for you to take home. The next 2 lines are, in this line, they're all seconds, but they're either major or minor. It is incumbent upon you to determine which one is major and minor. This is for you to do this summer, to have fun with it. And the next line is also major or minor thirds. So, again, just to review, the golden rule is we make the first note or the lowest note. In this case, for instance, it's a descending interval. So we make the F sharp the tonic. So you have to know the key signature for F sharp. So you have to determine if these intervals are either minor or major. Now, this is the fun part of it. We are going to build intervals. So this, the second part of the exercise is basically the same as this, but you have to write in the note. So if you take to the second to last system, the lowercase means minor, and the uppercase is major. So let's do a few of these. So this is the note E, and we want a minor second, also known as a half step. Okay, so please write in the note, like you have to write the note head and the whole thing. The uppercase means major. And what I have here for you, for your convenience, just to give you a little help here, is the key signatures. So you can just, these are all the key signatures. You only worry about the major, do not worry about minor. Act as if there's nothing that says minor in this page. Oops, there we go. Key signatures. I will again send you this PowerPoint after this class so you can review the key signatures. It's yet another thing that you have to memorize. This summer will be a summer of memorization for you. Theoretical memorizations. When you come back to band and orchestra and choir next season, next school year, you're gonna impress all your classmates because you're gonna know all the key signatures and you're gonna be the favorite of your teacher. Right, Zelda? There we go. Isn't that the way it is in Whitebird Lake? Yeah, there we go. Okay. I'm ready to hear some answers for the first couple of them. I mean, I don't expect you to do all of them right at the moment, but I wanted to give you more work than you'll be able to do during this class, so you have more homework after the class. Who has the answer for the first measure here? Anyone? Zelda, you look like you have the answer. No? Do I see any hands up? Audrey, Arabella. Any hands up? Dimitri, you wanna go?
Is it F flat?
It is actually just F natural. Because F flat is the same as E. Remember the keyboard when we drew the keyboard last week? There's no black key in between E and F. So E and F is the smallest distance. Give me a major second above D. Anyone? Major second. Charles and Caroline. Major second.
Major second.
Yes, above D.
Above D. I didn't do that one.
No? Do you want to give it a shot? What note is it? First of all, tell me what note is it?
I don't know.
Well, it's a second. Look, don't. It's a second. If you have a D, you want to go to the next note. What is the next note after D?
E.
E, exactly. So your options are E natural or E flat. Which one of the two is major?
E.
Which one?
Natural.
Exactly. See how easy that took? No time. Okay, so then you do the same for the minor third. Is the same for the minor third. Okay, let's quickly go to the other thing here. We're gonna do some solfege now in bass clef. So if you go to the second page, go to the second page of your worksheet. Is this what I'm trying to do? Oh, I know what it is. Okay, the second page. This is a little bit easier, so we don't fry our brains here. You have to write in your worksheet. So this is the first line of the worksheet. And I gave you some pointers here. So I want you to write do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, si, and do in your words in the first line. And I gave you some pointers. So we are basically gonna have all the notes in the staff of F. So if you're a cellist, you're in luck here. But most of you are not cellists, and you don't see the F clef. So if you look at the bass clef, the bass clef is really is not very secretive because it has these two dots here. So the bass clef is also known as the F clef, the F as in Francis, and it's because where the two dots are, that is signaling you where F is. So you know this line right here, around which the two dots are, that's F. So that's your guide. So based on that, everything else kind of like shapes up. So this note right here is Fa. We know that because the clef tells us that. And then you kind of like calculate all from there. So I gave you the answer for the first, the last, and then this Do here. Can you please write down all the syllable solfege below those notes? I would actually recommend you start from this Do to this Do, and then you work backwards from this Do. And for your reference, I put here Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, La, Si, Do. Okay. Are we almost done with that? Yeah, can I see some thumbs up or thumbs down or like face palm or something? There we go. Okay, I see a lot of thumbs up. Great. Great. Awesome. So I'm gonna quit this really quick. Now we're gonna move on to the second exercise here, and using as a reference what you just created, please put the syllables, the corresponding syllables to the second line. There's about 8 of them. Okay. Let's quickly go around here. Zelda, what is the first note? What syllable do you have?
D.
Yeah, well, we say Do. Do.
Yeah.
Do, which is a C actually. Yes, very good, Zelda. Thank you. Reynolds. Sorry. How do you pronounce your name?
April?
April?
Yes.
And you spell it Aoryl?
Mm-hmm.
Nice. That's cool. Okay, give me the second note. April, give me the second note.
It's me, which is also
Me. Exactly. Do you play the cello?
No, I play trombone though in school band.
Okay, nice. So you have an advantage here. Here we go. Arabella, you're next. This note.
Re.
Perfect. Thank you. Next, Audrey.
Sol.
Perfect. Thank you. Josh. This note.
I haven't gotten to that one yet.
Okay, okay. Keep working. Amelia, do you want to give it a shot to this one, please?
Which one?
This one. Perfect. C. Very good. Evan, want to give a shot to the next one? Is Evan there? No, Evan. Okay. Oh, Evan.
I didn't do that one.
Oh, okay. Which one did you? Did you do this one?
I think so.
Okay. Which one? Which one is this?
D.
Oh, this is D.
Oh no, that one's D. I don't know.
It's re. It's re. You were close. You know the note.
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Okay, so now for the next exercise, all we're gonna do is we're only gonna go from do to sol because we're starting. We're just gonna go from do, re, mi, fa, sol, fa, mi, re, do. So can we all sing this? This is our starting do. Do. Okay, and we're all gonna sing along with me. You don't have to unmute yourself. Here we go. One. So we're in measure 23 or letter A. Do we all have it? Yes? Nodding? Yes? Very good. So here we go. Do. 1, 2, 1, 2. Do, do, re, mi, fa, sol, fa, mi, re, do. Right? It's pretty simple. Let's do it one more time, just so we are in the same, so we know we're in the same page. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, go. Do, do, re, mi, fa, sol, fa, mi, re, do. Okay, letter B started to get a little harder. It goes up and down. A little slower. Again, this is our do. Do. Make sure you sing in tune. If you don't sing in tune, it's harder to play in tune. To play in tune, you must sing in tune. 1, 2, ready, go. Do, re, mi, fa, mi, fa, sol, fa, mi, re, do. Okay? We had a little trouble on that one. I saw your faces. I couldn't hear you, but I saw your faces. Let's do it again. It goes up and down. It undulates. 1, 2, ready? Go. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, fa, mi, re, do. Okay, next. This is the last one of the solfege portion of it. So the trouble with this one is that there are different durations. So far we had all quarter notes except for this one. There's just the ending. But then we combine here. There are short and long notes. So we have rhythmic complications as well as pitch complications. This is your C again. Do. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, go. Do, re, mi, fa, mi, re. Do, re, mi, fa, sol. Do, sol, fa, mi, re, do. Very good. So let's just take a look at another one more time to this exercise. So it's mostly stepwise, right? It's mostly like a scale, except for here that we have a leap, right? We go from a C to a G. What interval is that again? Show me with your fingers. What interval is it? C to a G, C to a G, and it's a fifth, exactly. Thank you very much. So let's just make sure, let's start in this one, this scale up to the G. So the way to hit this pitch is you have to be remembering the first pitch you sing. So we're gonna start in measure 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Measure 5. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, go. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, do, sol. Very good, very good. I see some people singing with great confidence. I wish I can hear you, but you look confident. That's an important thing. Okay, so to hit the C, you have to either, while you're singing this, You have to sing sol, fa, mi, re, do, right, in your head. Just calculate. The point of this exercise, everyone, is that you are able to imagine the note. You have to visualize the note before you sing. And when you play your instruments, you have to visualize these before you play. That's how you can know if you're playing in tune. A lot of people, most people, what they do is they just drop their finger and they hope for the best. Actually, the smart way to do it is you have to think about how does that note sound before you drop your finger, before you're articulating, before your tongue, before you buzz, whatever instrument you play, before you play your keyboard, before you sing. You have to visualize, you have to hear that beautiful note in your head, in your mind's ear. So that's the whole purpose of doing this exercise. Let's do C one more time as the last time, and then we'll move on. Here we go. This is your C. 1, 2, ready, go. Do, re, mi, fa, mi, re. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, do, sol, fa, mi, re, do. Very good, you guys. Very good. How do I get out of this thing? See, my technology skills have not improved in a week. Okay, last, I would like to do a little bit of dictation. We're going to do very simple dictation. So please grab your staff paper. Grab staff paper. And it's going to be in D major. Show me how many sharps there are in D major. With your fingers. There is 2, exactly. Ta-dam! Right answer. So again, I will send you the PowerPoint, and if you don't know the key signatures yet, that is okay. There's different levels of and ages in this group. But I will send you the PowerPoint and make sure this summer you memorize. There is no excuse to start next school year without knowing that. You can all know that. It's just a matter of quizzing you 3 times a day. By the way, did you do that last week? Quizzing you 3 times a day? Yeah? No? Some of you? Okay. You have to be intense. You have to be obsessive to get these things right. Okay? So 4 measures in 4/4. 4 measures in 4/4, and there are quarter notes, there are 8 notes, and I believe there's half notes also. So it's a little tricky. It's mostly stepwise motion. So you need to leave enough space for 8 notes, and there's a bunch of 8 notes. Okay. And this is a tune most of you know, but let's see if you can catch it by ear. I see some people that have instruments in there. I would advise that you do not check with your instrument. Let's see if your brain can do all the work without any external help. It's in D major, and the starting note is a D, and guess what? The ending note is also a D. So you get those freebies because I'm such a nice and benevolent guy. Okay? Starting pitch is in D. I will play about 7 times. So the first time through, try to get the rhythm. Try to get the rhythm. Just the rhythm. Listen to the tune, see if you can learn the tune by ear, but try to get the rhythm. Okay? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now that you kind of have the rhythm going on in your head, if you think you have it, check it. I'm gonna play it through one more time. Check and try to correct your errors. You have to have a system of writing really, really fast. Oh, this is a good question that I got. Is it in bass clef? It doesn't matter. Write in the clef that you are the most comfortable. The goal of this exercise is to think about listening, not so much about writing and reading. So it would be best if you do in the clef that you feel the most comfortable. Okay? So when I write dictation, I would just like write like little like I don't actually write the note heads and make it all beautiful, just like because I have to write as fast as the music goes. Okay, one more time to either finish your rhythm, start your rhythm, or check your rhythm. 1, 2, 3, chord. Can we all clap together the rhythm? Either clap or tap the rhythm. I am not gonna play the piano. Actually, I am gonna play the piano and you clap along and see if you got the rhythm correctly. 1, 2, ready, go. Okay, let's talk about pitch. It's mostly stepwise. There are a few jumps. So I would say what you need to determine is the note going up or down? Is it going up or down? And is it leaping or not? And the third question I might add is, if it leaps, how much does it leap? There are not big leaps at all. There are very tiny leaps. In fact, they are the smallest leaps available. You know, when you go to the store and there's a product that comes in different sizes, well, this is the smallest of its kind. Here we go. Now we are thinking about pitches. So write little tiny light notes in your staff to try to get the right pitches. Here we go. Starts on the note D. 1, 2, ready, go. Please show me with your hands in front of the camera if you have the first 2 bars ready to go. Okay, show me in the camera if you have the whole thing figured out. Okay, I'm gonna play the first 2 bars and I will stop at the end of the second bar, I will not play the third bar. Okay, so we focus. This is what you do when you have a big problem, which you all should have big problems. Like when you practice, you make them, you make them into sizable, manageable, small problems. So if you have a big problem and you can make 10 tiny problems out of it, that's the way you solve issues. In life also, but we'll talk about life philosophy other day. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, my mistake. I play one extra note. I said I will not go on. I'll do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4. First two measures, it's all stepwise motion except for the last interval. Raise your hand if you have the first two bars done. Okay, thank you. Very good. Now, by the way, what is the first note of measure 3? Can someone tell me the first note of measure 3? Unmute yourself and tell me. You have it? Okay, let's figure it out together. I'm gonna start at the beginning and I will freeze on the first note of the third bar so we can all hear it. Here's D. Here's the third bar. Zelda.
A.
A. The first note of the third bar is A. Okay. This is bars 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, it's mostly stepwise. Okay. This is one of the things in which doing a class on Zoom is better than being all together, because what we're gonna do now is I'm gonna play and I want you to sing along and see if while singing you can get the notes that you're still lacking in your dictation. Okay, so just sing along with me. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exactly. So the trick for doing dictation like this is how fast can you memorize by ear in your mind. It's not how fast you can write. It's not how fast you can. Yeah, it's not how fast you can write. It's how fast can you memorize it in your head. Because if you have it in your head, it doesn't matter how many times I play. Right? Because you can play as many times as you want in your head. I cannot take it back once it's in your brain. And there's a legend. There's the famous composer Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. He was a genius, and once he went to church, and the organist at the church was playing this incredibly complex fugue that had like what we're doing right now. There's one voice. There's only one voice. Well, what Mozart heard, there were like 4 voices. It's all in the organ, and Mozart heard it once, and then he left the church and he wrote the whole thing. The whole thing, as if he was copying from the computer. Okay, I'm gonna play it through one more time so you can check your results, and then I will show you the answer. Good work, everyone. Good work. The more you do this, the better you get. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, who's ready to see the answers? Yeah, I can sense the enthusiasm. Here we go. I am ready to... The answer is this one. Check your notes. Okay, can everyone please unmute? Can everyone please unmute? Everyone. We're almost done. Unmute yourselves, please. And I want you to say me when I call the action. How many of you got 2 sharps at the beginning?
Me.
Very good. Very good. Thank you. How many of you got the rhythm right?
Me. We're doing a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Okay. How many of you got the first measure right? Everything, pitch and rhythm.
Me.
How many of you got the second measure right?
Me.
Me.
How about the third measure right?
Me.
Good. How about the last measure?
Me.
And how many of you got the first and the last note right?
Me.
Everyone, because I gave that to you. Okay? How many of you thought it was really hard? Or it was just hard? A little bit hard?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah? Easy? No? Okay, so it's right about there. Okay. Excellent, you guys. Excellent. Good. Any questions before we log off here? Any questions? Any questions about anything? Again, most of you are already returning from last week, but I just wanted to make sure that you go and check out gitsis.org, and you can check out all the opportunities that we offer for young musicians like you, like especially if you play orchestral instruments, if you play strings, if you play woodwinds, brass, percussion. We'd love to see you thrive in our program. We have 9 different orchestras, and we'd love to see you in any of them. So like, go check it out, watch the videos of the performances. There are also audio of the performances, pictures, scholarship directions, scholarship opportunities. So go check it out. Again, GTCYS is GTCYS.org. Here, let me write that in the chat box. GTCYS .org. Okay? Go check us out. If you have any final questions here about music theory, about anything, I will stick around for a few more minutes. Otherwise, you are good to go. Thank you so much for coming.